Greetings, captains. Gunship here. Hope you are doing well. Today I have 6 annoying things about naval that I would like to talk to you about. And I think if Gaiden could improve those, then we would all end up having a better game. Now, some of them might be slightly controversial, so you may agree or decide not to agree with me. In that case, please write so in the comments. We're not all right at all times. But for me, here's 6 things that I think, if improved or changed, could significantly help naval, both in terms of playability and also in terms of getting more players to join us. First off, I want to talk about the repair and fire protection, i.e. the tool set you first have to grind for and then the fire protection system afterwards. Let's take the tool set to start off with. It's annoying to be without, especially if you're in a smaller ship and your main gun gets damaged. There's nothing you can do. On bigger ships, it severely can take away your firepower very, very quickly, and you feel stuck and you feel not very happy about your latest, greatest thing. And for some ships, essentially coastal, tier 4 and tier 5, the grind to get the tool set can actually be quite long. The fire protection system, again, you are close to water, so you would have thought at least you could somewhat deal with the fire, and you tend to be aboard a ship made of metal, so again, shouldn't burn all that badly. Again, I think it's an annoying thing to have. Now, in tanks, for example, it was a big issue, and what the compromise was there was the ability for other tanks to help repair. You can do this in naval as well, but only if you are actually a squad mate, that you're in the same squad. You can help repair another ship, but you can't, for example, help with the fire protection at all. I would like to see at least the same changes done to naval as they done to tanks, i.e. the tool set and the fire protection system cost a lot less in research point compared to other modules. The second thing would be to have it so actually your repair kit did work and the fire protection did work. It would awfully just take maybe 5 times longer than normal to repair or 5 times longer to extinction the fire. And I think people would be really happy with such a change. And I don't think it massively hurts Gaiden to do that for naval. I think it would be a improvement that everybody could like. My second annoying thing that I would like to see Gaiden improve is the coastal research cost and also silver lines cost for especially rank 5. At rank 5, it costs a lot of research point to get a ship, basically about 380,000 RP, the same as you would get for a battleship. Now, that is just way too much, and the reason why it's way too much is that it takes longer to research things in coastal. I guess coastal ships don't do as much damage, and damage is often used as a way of contributing to how many research points you get, etc. That's one thing. Another thing is also that a high tier, or the top tier in the coastal fleet, normally in any other branch, be it tanks or planes or the blue water fleet, the top tier means that you are at the top tier. You don't meet something that is at a higher battle rating than you. You play a 6.7 Paris Commune, there is nothing higher. But in coastal, you might be in top tier Russian, that will be BR 4.3, or maybe you have the Italians 4.7. Well, that means you either will potentially meet up to 5.3 or 5.7 cruisers against your top tier coastal fleet. Now, I think that coastal fleet should be reduced, and quite drastically. I think if the top tier coastal rank 5 actually was reduced to what rank 4 is, so the maximum cost of a ship would be 300,000 rather than 1 million, and the research would be more like 100,000 research rather than 390,000. That would be much more reasonable, and people would sooner be able to go through the tree and use it. My third annoying thing is the penalty for playing as a squad. And you're saying, oh, hang on a minute, what do you mean by penalty for playing as a squad? Well, I'm not talking about the fact that you can help each other repair, or you can help each other as a team. What I'm talking about is the queue time, the wait time to get into battle. Especially if you're a group of 3, and especially if in a group of 4 players, sometimes the queue time to get into battle is ridiculous long, especially if you're playing high-tier battleships. Now, I do understand the need for, or why Gaiden has said, well, if I have a 4-man squad on the one side, it would be ideal to have a 4-man squad on the other. But there is so few people playing, for example, high-tier naval, that is almost never the case. And we have sat there sometimes for hours waiting to get into battle. At least waiting 20 minutes is not unheard of at all, sometimes longer. We even had other squadrons coming into our Discord server and saying, is there any chance you could get a 4-man team up and running for naval, because we simply cannot get a game. And I think that really stops people from playing. It also stops, for example, if you want to stream anything out to the internet, for example. Nobody wants to sit and watch the circle go round and round. So it really damages naval at the moment to have that limitation. I understand why it's there, but I think until naval gets stronger, I think they should look at a different way of doing that. I mean, maybe if there's 4 battleships in a team on the one side, there should be 5 random players on the other. That would probably be fair. I mean, whatever they can do, but don't let people wait. If they want to play your game, then let them play the game. The fourth annoying thing that I would like to see something done about is the fire control system, or artillery directors as they call it. Basically the new aiming system they put into the game. Now, when you play realistic battle on a PC, I know sometimes it can be a bit different if it's on Xbox or on the PlayStation. At short range, it simply does not work in a bigger ship. It's really hard to see what you're looking at, what you're firing at, and from that point of view, the old system was a lot better. They need to do something that when you're shooting at less than 2,000 meters in a cruiser or above, the aiming system needs adjusting. It maybe need to change to a different kind of system or whatever they want to do. I don't really care, but it doesn't work at short range. So Gaiden, it was a good first effort. Now finish the job and give us a system we can use at all ranges. My fifth annoying thing about naval is the battleship repair cost. And let me define that. What I see time and time again is players coming to me and saying, I don't want to play battleship because they cost too much to repair, I'm losing too much money. Now, that might be a perception, but if people have that perception, they don't get the battleships. And I'm yet to be in a random battle where there's 16 battleships against 16 battleships. Now, I have been in plenty of tank battles and planes where we got 16 players on each side, all in 11.0. And I would love to see that in naval. And I think the whole chicken and egg situation here, by having battleship having a high repair cost to almost stop people from using it and trying to make people go down and use their premium cruisers or whatever in order to gain silver lions, are ill-founded. I think if we really want to have a great game and we really want to improve the player base, then battleships should be both achievable and they should be worth playing, i.e. you should get an SL outcome on the other side of it. Even if you're not having the best game in the world, at least you shouldn't be penalized on repair cost. Now there is an SL multiplier there, and maybe that is worth playing a little bit with, or maybe set it down a little bit so the repair cost are not as high, or the gain is not as high, but you don't end up with this ridiculous repair cost that is crippling players, and they say, I simply do not want to play battleship. If you take away the top price of playing, i.e. the ability to play battleships, you are destroying naval. So it needs modifying. Now I know that the initiatives taking place. There is this whole thing about the economy changes we currently are having, the wind loss, and now the thing about it's done on the rank of the ship rather than the efficiency. It will be interesting to see what Gaiden is doing, but I fear, and many people fear, that actually it's just going to make it worse. They're going to use the opportunity somehow to remove even more silver lines out of the system. And for battleships, that is really, really bad. People should be able to play them, and battleships should be a growing thing. I want to see my 16 versus 16 battleships. So Guardian, if you're listening, please adjust them, at least in the short term, so we can get the player base up and really interested in naval. My sixth annoying thing about naval is the maps. Especially maps that are used where the ships are too big for the map, or spawn too close together. So when a battleship spawn on either Norway or African coast, they're only about 9 kilometers away from the opposition, and it's like a big slaughter fest in the middle of the sea. Now, BWD might think that is fantastic and great, but I don't. It leaves no room for tactics of any kind. There is no cover. It's a mess. It's just a shootout, Turkish shootout, and I don't like it. A good example of a good map in that situation is actually Volcanic Island. You know, at least there the ships initially spawn on either side and can't immediately start firing at each other. A far better map. Now, African coast and Norway, I would say maximum battle rating for that should be 5.0 or 5.3 at a push. That would be about right. When we are talking about maps as well, I think that we have been needing or wanting to have enduring confrontation for a long time, either as a special mode or have it every weekend or something like that. But the whole player base really want to have this game mode, and we've been waiting for a very long time and nothing has happened. I know it doesn't fit into the doctrine of just the standard maps playing for max 30 minutes because easy take up to 3 hours. But with modern server technology and so forth, this should not be a problem any longer to accommodate. And I think serious development time ought to be put in here. Also think the same is true for planes, by the way. I think planes combined with naval on bigger maps like that really works, and a lot of people enjoy it. I don't understand why Gaiden doesn't give it to us. But the maps, they need to improve. They need to go with the times as we are moving up to bigger and better ships. You know, they need to accommodate for that. Just like the issues they had with tanks. So we know it's growing pains, but please do not ignore it. Sort out the maps. It will go a long way for a better experience altogether. Now that concludes my 6 most annoying things about naval as I see them at the moment. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Put it in the comments below and let me know what you think. I think together, with a bit of encouragement to Guardian, I think that, you know, they could improve this, and this could be so good. So good. And I am positive and I am looking forward. So I hope that also this was not a rant, but hopefully more a constructive criticism with a couple of suggestions to what I would like to see in order to improve the system and make naval better for all of us. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Could you please give it a like? That would help the channel to get discovered and much appreciated. See you in the next one. Bye for now.